group of On. On is basically a center for the top martial artists to come and have various fertility rites and to reproduce is the idea. Okay, and it has to do with Horus and Nekhen in southern Egypt. This is this kind of African, black African trade post that civilized all of Egypt, and they united the land with the Horus idea. Okay, it's the idea of the top martial artists. I go on and on about this. Horus, the top martial artist, quote unquote fighter, but they're not referring to cage fighting. Obviously, they're referring to the top martial artists with the African martial art weapons and so on and so forth. In terms of the universal idea. So let's knock this one out. This is a very sad video. I think it needs to be said immediately, so let's just make it. The word coward is a crowd scramble. Pan refers to all the Greco-Roman deities, which are like fallen angels. Chaos and Anarchy, the Orphic mysteries, the various versions, but what we know for sure is the followers are settled in the Greece and Roman area, and they became the cult families that bred with each other and gave you the various lineages of the Greco-Roman mythologies, right? Why Zeus is related to Mars, and Aphrodite and Hera is his consort, and they're all like family people. There's a degree of incest, and so on and so forth. Okay. Well, this is the process of provoking the hero, and you're idiots if you think this world is worth living in after I'm gone. There are untold millions, perhaps billions, in on this process, and everyone else is guilty to some degree. And listen carefully, and you should be able to figure out why that is. Step one, they find a hero who is very angry and brokenhearted. In this case, they went out of their way to find the last valid martial arts ever. Me, it's part of why they allowed my dad to be a brain surgeon, even though from what I know, from what I gather, he's not in any secret society or anything like that. So why did they allow him to be a brain surgeon in this society? So they could create this certain effect of this noble, royal African person who objects with a martial art code and a moral code. You know, my dad's a very moral doctor, gave away $300,000 a year in free service, a very moral, noble person, okay? And on his namesake and so on and so forth. So it's this first step, is to establish this person, bring him around, okay? Number two, bred. They bred and nature and nurture, and they got them to sell their soul, okay? So they can direct females to be cocky, obnoxious, and empowered. So basically made a crony capitalist, dog-eat-dog, consumer society, kind of clueless society, kind of gold digger society. So they could direct women to be a certain way, okay, to set the stage for them being raped through rape by deception, coercion, confusion, misdirection, psychology-based rapes, if you will, especially, and of course forcible rapes as well. Okay, so step three, we see the sexy, provocative, to provoke the hero, sexually suggestive behavior, everything from cleavage to bathing suits to the corporate dresses and the way they walk in their heels and the way their bodies. And they use TV shows and billboards and lingerie models and magazines, swimsuit edition. They make sure that they're bringing out this kind of romantic inclination, this sexual inclination, this natural attraction from the hero, okay? So they're triggering this person in the brain, okay? And everybody like them, but no one's really like them, okay? There's a bunch of poor guys who are kind of handsome. They're basically all guilty scum, so fuck them. Who cares about them anyway? They're in on this process more, even if they're celibate, because they're contributing to the culture and they're not obeying God through me. So anyway, and of course those are the fake heroes. They're bitch ass motherfuckers, G.I. Joes, pigs, just assorted pussies that don't really care about what's right and wrong. They're just trying to get theirs before they die. Okay, so basically it's God's plan in reverse is what they're practicing. So it's like nature's plan, right? The alpha is going to get the attractive women naturally. Okay, that's how the world is set up to be. Bees and honey, different way animals mate. Humans, it's the warrior king is going to get the most attractive women naturally, but they create an unnatural concrete jungle society. So again, number one, find a hero who is very angry and brokenhearted. Two, they breed and direct females to be cocky, obnoxious, and empowered. Three, they get them to be sexy, provocative dress, provocative behavior, sexually suggestive behavior. It's God's plan in reverse. okay? They want the attractive chicks to go to the betas, these kind of nerds, Bill Gates kind of guys, and so on and so forth. But the more perv version of these guys, and all kinds of immature Westerners, and so on and so forth, who roll with them in our managerial class, and so on and so forth. So point 4, the sextortion, the blackmail, the peer pressure, the bribery, okay, stalling the hero, delay, gang stalking, gang stalking, the misdirection, the confusion, the psychology, the propaganda, and how they expect them to respond to the propaganda while they're there with them saying, oh, it's just propaganda, but they want them to behave a certain way. Okay, so the females are feeling dead inside when they're being sextorted, coerced. They're like, okay, and they decide to sleep with their bosses. They sleep with the immigration guys. They sleep with the police and all these people that abuse their authority to coerce them. And who's going to piss off the most? Ding, 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 the natural alpha, because he's being cheated the most. These are the women who he should have the first pick at, who all of them are shunning. Step 5, the images of sexy women being violated, movies, porn, rape porn, etc., to torture the hero why this is going on. So they're like, we're going to make it clear that this is going on. So when I reach out to people, right, there's all these whores who are rejecting me, all these stupid, attractive women. Not a single one of them has the heart to take a hit for all attractive women. So this process is being played out, okay, it's being contributed to panic, right? Panic, pansexual, pandemonium, pandemic, and so on and so forth. It's being played out, panties. It's being played out more when this guy tries to reach out to him. He says, hey, how you doing? I'm trying to introduce them. They act like bitches, right? And they use cultural barriers. And the same barriers they set up so these people will get angry at him and take advantage of him in that kind of panic, sexual kind of energy.